Good afternoon. This is an N54 2009 335i E93 convertible, and I've been trying to diagnose a hissing sound, and it turns out that it came from the catch can. So this catch can is a cheap one, about 25 or 27 bucks from eBay. So notice the bottom, because they all look very similar to the BMS. This, it doesn't have any writing on it. Now, where the hissing was coming from, there was a leak from where I plugged this in here. I had to find a little screw laying around, Teflon tape it, and then plug it up. But yeah, the air was coming out here, and so I'm using this one for the low side, low side catch can, and that goes through the throttle body. So I checked all the piping and stuff, and there was some loose reverse connections here that were leaking too, but I plugged all that in and I started the car and it was still leaking. So I was like, what the hell? And so I started putting my ear to everything, and finally by accident my hand went over this thing and the hissing kind of was muffled. I go, uh-oh. So I took it out and blew on one of these and plugged that up, and sure enough the air was coming out from this hole here. So if you get one of these from eBay, before you even install it, put your thumb over it and blow into it and make sure there's no air leaking out of any of these little holes here. So that's just some advice. Doesn't matter what brand car you're using. This catch can is the cheap ones from eBay, so just be aware of that. And that caused my car to because it was connected to the low side and throttle body, what happened was at a full stop I would press on the gas kind of halfway or more than halfway, and it would hiccup, and then it would go. And to the point where the harder I press on the gas, the bigger the hiccup was, to the point where you're like, uh-oh, the engine's gonna cut out. So this is it's very important that everything is sealed up properly, and so check your catch can. Alright, so now since we're at this catch can business, if you get one of these eBay catch cans, this is the one I have. Maybe they switch them around, but on mine, with the I don't know, these geometric bottom here that you can, I guess in theory, put a wrench, big ass wrench, and unscrew it. But this here on the right side, that's the input, and then that here is the output. Right, so this goes to the throttle body. This comes in from the valve cover gasket. Whereas on the actual original BMS, genuine BMS one, it's clearly labeled. See, in, and then this one's out to the intake.